Today I'd like to address a question that may not be of any interest to a lot of you, and that's fine. You're not required to be interested in anything that I talk about here. But I wanted to mention the genre of music known as power pop. Now, this is a type of music that has its fans, has its aficionados, and they know what it is. They know what the sound is. They gravitate towards that sound, but it's a particular kind of sound, and I think that it's a sound that might not be easy to define, and it's something that you kind of have to hear in order to know it. Although there can be, I think certain things can be said about it. What got me into this frame of mind of even asking about this or looking into this topic, inquiring into this topic, is I just saw a YouTube video titled 100 Power Pop Songs by Non-Power Pop Bands. And it was fascinating. There was argument, of course. A lot of them I thought, no, these are power pop bands. But some of them are like, wow, that band made that song. like they were heavy metal bands and other, sorts of people who are way out of the power pop genre, who were aping the power pop sound, at least for this one song. And it was pretty wild and crazy to hear. So it strikes me that it is a real sound, but it's not one that is necessarily talked about that much. It has a certain... the people who are into it are really into it. But you mentioned power pop to, the average person. They're not going to necessarily know what you're talking about. The same way they would know if you said like metal, if you mentioned metal or rap, or I don't know, some other genre that people have a pretty firm grasp on what it is. But power pop is something that's just as distinctive, but I mean even more distinctive, because it's a particular sound, and what it all boils down to is it's a sound in which there is a lot of there's a strong melody, there's a lot of harmony. I think harmony is a really important aspect of it. There's not a lot of emphasis on like musicianship, in the sense that there's no like guitar solos or other kinds of solos. It all tends to be focused in on the tunefulness of the song. It's not about virtuoso playing. You can play a power pop song really well, but playing it really well is just, it can be just a simple, 3 or 4 or 5 chords. It usually follows the verse, chorus, bridge, chorus formula. So you could say that it's formulaic, but not all. Here's the thing: not all pop songs, not all songs that we would define as pop, are power pop. So what sets power pop apart? I think that electronic pop is not really considered power pop. I would say it's not unheard of for a power pop song to include a keyboardist, but it can't be like synth dominated, or there can't be too much synthesizer or keyboard can't really control be the main instrument that's heard. I think the main instruments that is heard in a power pop song is the guitar, the bass, and the drums, and the singing. But it's different from there are a lot of bands that have that same kind of lineup: singer, bassist, guitarist, drummer, but the music they play is nowhere near power pop. Power pop is not blues oriented ever at all. That's another thing I would say about it. Well, I mean, this sort of raises the question of what does pop mean? Because pop means different things, and pop has it means different things at different times. And pop, the word pop, when you call something pop, that often has a derogatory connotation. Some people use the word pop to mean, that's just heavily processed music, dumb music for the masses, that doesn't really have any substance to it, and it doesn't have any grit to it. But that's not the way that pop is used in other circles. People talk about a band like the Beatles as the ultimate pop band, or the Who, especially the early Who. Not to get too into the weeds about naming specific bands and whatnot. But the main attributes of a power pop song are that it's fun to listen to. It's ear candy. It's got nice melody and nice harmony. It's not dominated by virtuoso musicianship. There's nobody's trying to dominate anybody else. No musician is trying to just show off. It's very much about the band sound. It doesn't tend to be very long. 2-3 minutes is usually enough. There are exceptions to that, but generally, keep it simple, keep it short, leave them wanting more, that sort of thing. I would say that power pop has a driving beat, but not like not driving like really thundering, but it's got it's got a good beat and you can dance to it. It's got energy. It's an energetic kind of song. There aren't that many power pop ballads. I guess there might be a few, but generally speaking, it's up tempo and also upbeat. That's the final thing I want to say about power pop and what power pop is, how power pop can be defined, and that's maybe why I feel inclined to talk about it here on this channel, where I don't think I've ever covered this topic or anything like it before. Just because it struck me just now that power pop songs are always fun to listen to. They always bring your spirits up, even when they're sad, even when the subject matter is sad. They're never cloying. They're never maudlin. Those are some other positive aspects of power pop. There's something about the genre that just avoids those kinds of pitfalls that music sometimes bad music can be accused of. The reason why Plato says, or whoever's talking, Socrates says in the Republic, that we have to be careful about musicians because they manipulate people's minds, they manipulate people's emotions. And I know I know when a song is trying to jerk me around. I know when music is working, working too hard to yank on my heartstrings. And I can't stand that kind of music, no matter what the context. It's just something that I just immediately say no, no. So no sappy stuff. I mean, sometimes it can be happy, sometimes it can be sad. Generally speak, like overall, as far as the theme or the tone of the song, but it's always something that brings your spirits up, and that's why I recommend I recommend whoever you are listening to power pop, giving it a shot. If you don't know what it is, look it up. Like, go on YouTube and type in power pop, and just start and listen to some playlists of what are thought of as power pop songs, and just see if it doesn't bring your spirits up. See if it doesn't make you feel better. See if it doesn't bring you out of your rut. I mean, without without it trying too hard, without it, I don't know, being manipulative or crass, or again, anything like that. It avoids those pitfalls, but still, I think, you want to, if you want to feel good, and feeling good it's good. It's good to feel good. All right. I'm going to say that as someone who's prone to be a doomer and who's prone to pessimism. I have been for most of my life, but and I still am basically that way. I haven't changed that much, but I'm going to say that it's good to feel good. And that's why, I'm power pop is, I will argue, is good for your soul. It's not the only kind of music that's good for your soul. I'm not saying it's the best kind of music ever. I'm just saying if it's something that, if you haven't thought about, if you haven't discovered, if you haven't looked into, you should look into it. Just listen to, again, some examples of power pop songs. And I've been very, very consciously avoiding giving examples, although I named a couple of bands, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to go in that direction. I want you to look into it yourself and see. Again, just do this experiment. Listen to songs that are power pop, that are legit power pop songs, and see if you don't feel better afterwards. See if it doesn't bring your spirits up. Music can have a lot of influences on us. It can make us happy or sad. It can make us angry. It can make us want to destroy the world. It can inspire us. But if you just want something that's a mood enhancer, if you're somebody who needs a mood enhancer, but you don't really believe in SRIs, as you shouldn't, because there's a significant downside, then I recommend listening to power pop. So that's my pitch. See what you think. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.